we've got a boot. There we go.
Oh, where are we? 310 kilometers an hour.
Oh, he's peeing.
Sorry. No problem.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we've got a very special car. One of my favorite cars of all time, the Ferrari FF. And why is it my favorite? Well, I'm going to tell you that today. In this review, we're going to walk around it, show you all the cool stuff, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. But before we begin, I just want to thank Buena Vida Supercar Rental for allowing us to drive their Ferrari FF. They rent these cars out, and I mean, it's a super cool company. They have all kinds of crazy supercars. They have an incredible fleet. They are incredibly nice guys as well. So big thanks to them for making this happen. And if you say that you came through us when you make a reservation, so just say you came through AutoTopNL, you get a 10% discount on your car rental. And I think in these, well, dark times, it is cool to get a little discount to do something fun and something nice like this. So big thanks to Buena Vida Supercar Rental. And well, as I said, it's a 2012 Ferrari FF. FF meaning Ferrari 4, and of course that has two meanings. One is the fact that it's a four-seater, and two, the fact that it has four-wheel drive. So the predecessor to this car was the 612 Scaglietti. It's a big GT car. It's got a V12 up front, of course, but this is all like known. But the fact that this is a shooting brake with four-wheel drive is absolutely unique and a first for Ferrari. Yes, they had a concept car in the 80s with four-wheel drive, but this is the first production car. And that's not the reason why I love it the most, but it is part of the reason, because it means that this is a Ferrari you can use every day. You can take it, like, I think Ferrari actually said that when they introduced this car, you can take it skiing. As I said, it's got a V12 up front, 6.3 liters, which drives a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox in the rear, a Getrag unit, which is also in the Mercedes SLS AMG, which is a cool fact. So that gearbox is right here somewhere, and it drives the rear wheels. But a very overcomplicated but very cool solution Ferrari invented is the fact that they have a second gearbox at the front with two gears, which sits at the front of the engine. The engine sits completely behind the front wheels, and that second gearbox drives the front wheels. It is directly onto the crank of the car, and it only works like at lower speeds. So at higher speeds you've got just rear wheel drive. And it's also only activated when you need it. So it's a rear wheel drive car, but when they start slipping or when you have loss of traction, it can get these front wheels to help out. So it's a very complicated system. And why did they use that? Well, because if you have a normal four-wheel drive system with like a prop shaft and a transfer case, a differential at the center maybe, the engine needs to be quite a bit higher. And Ferrari didn't want that for design reasons, for weight distribution reasons. So they invented this crazy thing. And they actually invented it back in the 80s, but they didn't have the electronics to make it happen. Now they do, and it works fantastically well. We've got carbon ceramic brakes by Brembo, the 3rd generation carbon ceramic brakes. These are standard. We've got some beautiful bicolor wheels. Some nice Ferrari shields. This is actually a wrap, this red. It used to be dark gray, which is kind of beautiful. And of course the shooting brake part, which just makes this car so freaking awesome. I know that there are people who don't think that this is a good looking car, but I absolutely adore it. If I get the chance sometime in the future to buy one of these secondhand, I absolutely will, without a doubt. It is so freaking cool. So at the rear we've got a nice exhaust. Well, this has a Capristo exhaust, so we've got a little remote for the valves. So it's pretty loud, and we've got a nice diffuser, which is super high tech. It looks really cool. And some fog lights down there. And of course, we've got a boot, and a pretty nice one. And you can even, you know, this is a seriously practical car. You can put those seats down, which means you get some more space. This car actually has a boot space of 450 liters, which is more than a Renault Scenic. Nice. And of course, if you put those seats down, it is even more. You can also get some tailored luggage sets for this car in leather, and it all fits perfectly in here. Yeah, it is seriously practical, and that is super cool. Well, let's take a look at the engine. The 6.3 V12. There we go. It is absolutely immense, this engine. Look at how big that is. And as I said, it sits completely behind the front wheel, so it's actually a mid-engined car. 6.3 liters. Codename F150EB. This is actually a descendant of the engine in the Ferrari Enzo, which was codenamed F140B, and 6 liters. This is 6.3 liters, and it goes all the way up to the F140 GA engine, which sits in the 812 Superfast, which is 6.5 liters. So it is a true thoroughbred Ferrari, this car, because, you know, that V12 at the front is just, oh, delicious. It's quite massive, that engine. It's bigger than I was expecting. And we can take a look inside. So we've got a brown interior, which I absolutely love, with a little bit of Alcantara down here. We've got a nice steering wheel. You can actually also get like an LED steering wheel with some shifting lights up top, and you can also get a second LCD screen right there for your passenger to know how fast you are going while he is absolutely shitting himself. So on that screen you would have like a rev counter, speed and gear. Down here we've got the controls for the launch control, reverse gear, automatic for the gearbox, and the rest is all on the steering wheel. And this was pretty controversial when they came with this setup, with this steering wheel which has absolutely everything on it. I mean, there are your indicators, your light, like high beam, the window washers, the bumpy road setting for the suspension, your start button, and your traction control Manatino. So it is a lot, and of course your pedal shifters, and your volume and tuning is on the back for the radio. So it is a lot. There's a lot going on, and I thought I would absolutely hate this especially, but you do get used to it, and it is not bad. You just have to, you know, drive it and experience it, and feel for yourself if you like it or not. I don't hate it. So how cool is this? We've got all this brown leather with these nice accents on it, these details, and of course you've got 4 seats. Now this seat is pretty far back, but when Martijn sits here, there would be space for another adult behind him. Yeah, it's not super, I mean, it's not super spacious or anything, but it is not bad at all. You could fit 4 reasonably sized adults in here. And of course you've got this beautiful center console going all the way back with leather, beautiful vents. Yeah, it is a very nice place to be. The leather is really nice and soft. It's a good place to hang out. So let's start it up. We've got the key somewhere here, yep. Oh, man. Okay, so we've got that Capristo exhaust with this button. So this is cruise, this is valves closed. And this is valves open. You can hear it changing. Yeah, that's a good sound. Oh man. Okay. Let's take it for a drive. Without further ado, this is what you guys are here for, of course, to
see what it's like to drive this 660, I haven't said that, 660 horsepower and 683 Newton meters of torque. That's a lot. So, gearbox in first gear, and here we go. Now, of course, we're going to take that little tunnel over there. So, windows down a little bit. Okay, sport. And sport for the exhaust. Manual. Second gear. Okay, first gear. Let's do first gear. Ready? Oh, that is freaking beautiful. Oh, what a lovely sound. And you've got that lightning quick dual clutch gearbox, which, I mean, it really fits that high revving V12. I mean, this thing goes to like 8200 RPM, which is pretty insane. And you've got that lightning quick shift after that. Now on the left side you can see the vehicle dynamics screen. So if I go to comfort mode, you can see that the F1 traction control, the eDiff, four-wheel drive, ESC, F1 DC and SCM, half of which I don't know what it means. And if you switch to sport, that all changes. You can also go for ESC off, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep it in sport. Okay. So what does it feel like on a road like this? Well, it's a pretty big, heavy car. It weighs around 1800 kilos. It's pretty wide, but when you start driving it like fast, it actually shrinks around you, because the modern Ferraris have an incredibly quick rack. So the steering is super quick and super sensitive. You have to get used to it a little bit, but once you do, the car becomes really nice and controllable and really shrinks around you. All right, tunnel again, of course. First gear. Oh. Another cool thing about this steering wheel, I told you about this button right here, the suspension button. So if I press that, you can see Bumpy Road mode right there. And that is one of the, well, best parts about this car, is the fact that it is super comfortable. It is a GT car, and when you have it in comfort mode or Bumpy Road mode activated, it is seriously comfy. But for now we're going to keep it off. Oh, what a joy. Those downshifts are so crazy. So this car really is everything you could want. I mean, you've got this sound. You've got that sound in a car which sits four people comfortably, which is comfortable. You have a boot. I mean, our big trunk fits in this car, and I have to say this is the car. I have to say this is the first car that sounds like this, that you can actually fit our trunk in with all our like filming gear and stuff. So it really is everything.
He's peeing!
Oh, he's peeing!
Sorry.
No problem. It's important business.
I'm really focused on peeing.
Yeah. So this car really is everything to everyone. It can do so much, and the fact that this came from Ferrari is really incredible. Of course, there are cars that are more suitable to take like on your winter holiday, like a Bentley Continental GT, because that has, you know, permanent all-wheel drive, is much more comfortable, is even bigger. But there's just something about the fact that Ferrari did this that makes it so much cooler. Okay, here we are at the Autobahn. Yeah, let's go. Oh, so top speed 335 kilometers an hour. Don't think we're going to get there today. Yeah. Yes, okay, thank you. 0 to 100, 3.7 seconds. But this is where this engine feels most comfortable. High RPM. At lower speeds, the gearbox can feel a little bit like fuzzy. But when you get going, it completely loves it. It really loves it. It's... Oh, we've got a little bit of wind noise coming from my window here. So we are at, where are we? 310 kilometers an hour. Feels pretty good actually. Pretty planted. 313. A little bit of wind. 314. Carbon ceramics doing their job. So now we've got a little bit of a bump here. Let's see in sport mode. That's not bad. Oh man, what a machine. I've been waiting to drive this car for so long. Let's go for Bumpy Road. Oh, that's even better. These are some serious bumps. It soaks them up like they're nothing. I don't think it's as fast as it was when it was produced. I mean, I do think that it has lost some horses. Of course, it's a rental car, so it probably has had a pretty tough life. Considering that, it still feels really good, but I do think that it used to be faster. But hey, it's about that sound anyway, and about that V12 and about those revs. So this Ferrari from 2012, I mean, it's 8 years old and it still feels so good, so fresh, so amazing. I mean, it just makes me more curious about the GT4 Lusso V12, the new one, you know, a bit even more modern. I think that would be, well, that probably is my dream car at the moment. A Tour de France blue GT4 Lusso with a cognac interior. I mean, I would absolutely die to have one of those. For now, we are getting back to the border. So last pull before the fun is over. I just want to thank Buena Vida Supercar Rental for this amazing day. As I said, you guys can do it too. Use AutoTopNL at your reservation to get a 10% discount. And let's browse around and see what else we can do. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button right there. You can also check out this video or go check out this playlist. Thanks for watching. See you at the next one. Bye.